Beast Wars. It's beloved, it's epic, it's got Dinobot, and it's got some funnies too. But it's also very 90s. The designs like Transmetal 1 Cheetor, Cheetor's quotes, and basically everything Cheetor, now that I think about it, are more 90s than grunge and Windows 98 with Jennifer Aniston and Matthew Perry.
Now, point the mouse at the start button, bottom left, and click. Oh, look, Maddie, I'm computing.
But I've got something that can beat it. How about a robot gorilla on a skateboard? Transmetal Optimus Primal. This is one of my all-time favorite Beast Wars figures. I think it's fair to say that the Beast Wars leaders had some of the best figures in the entire franchise, and this is certainly one of them. This was released in 1998 in the Transmetal subline of Beast Wars, or Metals if you're in Japan, which is the version I have here. I was very thorough in my research about this and came up almost completely empty-handed. There is almost no difference between this and the American version, unlike the Metals Megatron, which fixed a horrendous flaw with the American version. This is pretty hilarious when you realize that they were the same idiots that made this f***ing nightmare. Apparently Takara learned nothing from Black Zarak. But anyway, here we have Transmetal Optimus, and yeah, this is pretty cool. Optimus Primal is one of those characters that rarely have a bad figure. I said rarely! Oh my god! The design philosophy of Transmetal is like if the modes of the Maximal scan were just skin like Terminator's wore, and to be honest, watching the show and seeing how Cheetor and Rat Trap get theirs, that's probably what they intended. But this robot gorilla is very good. The pissed off face with the pink eyes look great, and so does the vac metal plastic. The blue is an excellent color. Also, the armor and technological detail has to be admired as well. All the hydraulics, actuators, and junction packs, and other tech look cool in here. Looks like something I would main in like a Killer Instinct Primal Rage crossover. Also, the translucent pieces aren't as concerning as usual, and they have a nice sparkle to them. Also, he has Cybertron printed on his chest here instead of Optimus like on the American version. Also, 100 men versus a gorilla with abs. Who's winning? We just might have a chance if one of the guys is Toys R Us. I mean, that guy is jacked. As for his features, you can arm him with 2 maces that were stored on the back, and now we have a pissed-off robot gorilla that is holding 2 giant metal maces. Yep, never mind, Russ, you're f***ed now. And the other requires a smidge of transformation. Theists? Yep, this is about the most 90s thing ever. I think if we get a new Pro Skater, we need Optimus Primal as DLC. And this is not one of those third modes that barely get used. He uses this a lot in the show, at least until he gets turned into this. But this thing rolls pretty good. Just kidding, he's got the balance of FDR. But that doesn't really matter to me since most people will just whoosh this thing around because it's actually a hoverboard, not a skateboard. So yeah, that's Gorilla Mode. A lot of fun. It's got some funny stuff about it, but it's still pretty cool and is very well detailed. So let's transform him. So I guess we're going to transform him now. Why not? So first thing you want to do is kind of raise his arms up and then pull this sucker out of the way. Get all that out of the way and then unfold all of this. Get this completely unclipped and then fold the head in back there, and then you're going to fold up that and that'll reveal the robot mode head. Then you're going to unfold the fists here and get that ready to go. Turn these around and unfold the fists like so. There we go. Then we're gonna go ahead and fold all of this down and then adjust these shoulder pads. And then you're gonna unfold these like you're gonna go to hoverboard mode, and then you're gonna fold down the feet all the way. The monkey feet will become sort of knee pads, and then you're just gonna spin the legs around like that, and there you go. You've got robot mode with a pretty simple transformation, because I mean it's a humanoid going to another humanoid, so but not too bad. In robot mode, Transmetal Optimus dares to ask the question, what if Optimus Prime was a were-gorilla? Yeah, Transmetal's whole thing was robotic beast modes with mixed up organic and robotic robot modes. It's a cool concept, and it almost always succeeds. His head is very cyborg with the robotic part sticking out of it with the head crest and such, But the torso is almost completely organic looking, which I do like. It's almost like he's Darth Vader with the rest of his limbs, though. In robot mode, this color scheme works. The maroonish color and the gray look awesome. However, these days it does bug me because it's the same color of the college that f***ed me over from playing basketball. Sorry, rant over. But other than that, the arm detailing is just the same but flipped around. However, the legs are pretty good looking. They basically sprout out of the gorilla feet and are covered in hydraulics and joints. The hoverboard parks really make the detailing even better. And Prime keeps up the Ninja Turtle constipation here, as well as many others in that line. I can't help but see this face and think they haven't had enough Metamucil that week. As for his features, you can bring the shoulder armor up and get a ballistic turret, so now he can mow down Predacons in droves. And then there's this thing that looks like a megaphone so he can yell over the canyon at the neighbors.
What's your name? What? What is your name? Tony! F*** you, Tony!
Actually, what this is a gun to fire the maces, which is pretty cool. And then there's his maces, which he can bonk people with all Donkey Kong-like. For a humanoid that turns into a humanoid, I hope he has good articulation. He does. His head is on a swivel, as most of the Beast Wars characters were at the time. His shoulders are on ratchets. They go up. They go really all the way around. You can get this shoulder pad out of the way, thank God. And then he goes out, and then he has a bicep swivel, a good enough elbow. I shouldn't say it's that good, but it's fine. It's passable. He's got that little kind of actuation. I don't know what you'd call that, but that seamless movement in there, I like that. No wrist swivel to speak of, mainly because of transformation, how that works. His hips are ratcheted outward, they're ratcheted forward, and then he's got really deep knees, but he doesn't have very deep ankle pivot for that. But overall, it's really not too bad. You can get into some good poses if you want. Definitely not too shabby. Overall, I think Transmetal Optimus Primal is the best Optimus Primal in Beast Wars. Not that the other ones are bad, I just think he's better. If you can get a hold of the Japanese one for about $60, I would go for it because that's what the American one runs loose these days. He's definitely worth the pickup for all the cool stuff that he does. But hey, thanks for watching. I've been Treebot, and until next time, keep growing your collections. I'm out of here.